Welcome to this, our second part of the news live of 2025. Sadly, Shelley's not with us today. She is looking after her sick father. However, we do have four guests with us today. We have got Christian Hernandez of Atel. We get Greg Tiedeman, Cory Hinkel, and Beth Munger on. They're all waiting to talk with us. They're waiting in the wings. But first, let's have a look at the news. First up, there's lots in the news about this new deep seek artificial intelligence or artificial general intelligence, AGI. AGI is the one that rather than just being a large language learning model, it's supposedly one that's trying to emulate human sentience, if you like. So that's scaring a number of people. So much so that Meta is reportedly scrambling war rooms of engineers to figure out how DeepSeek's AI is beating everyone else at a fraction of a price. So, scary world that we are living in just now. Talking about scary, here's one from Forbes. Here's a piece of news from Forbes. Don't complete the CAPTCHA test. New Windows password theft warning. You know, when we're always very careful not to click on the button on a website, in case we're giving over information. Well, this is a fake CAPTCHA. Yeah, some kind of new virus that we need to watch out for. The trouble is, with the CAPTCHA hack attack, we're not really sure how to avoid falling for the hack. More news to follow when I can. So a very depressing week, not least because apparently I need to return all of my smoked salmon to Costco. So if you got any smoked salmon from Costco, do not eat it because apparently it may carry listeria. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh my goodness. It looks like I picked the wrong week to give up smoking. But on a happier note, there's a sale at Pennies. Okay, as I promised, we've got Greg, Cory, and Beth waiting. Let's go and talk with them. First, I'm going to introduce Greg Tiedeman, who is our Executive VP of Sales and Operations. Hey, Greg, good to see you again.
Good day to you, Neil.
So, what's been happening recently?
Well, here at ConectUS, we're always looking for ways to improve the way that we support our agent community. And one way in which we have decided to make a move forward is by adding Beth Munger to our team. And Beth will be supporting not only the ConectUS channel managers in their respective efforts, but also in certain fashions, supporting some of the agents directly from a, shall we say, an administrative or sales support position in order to make sure that we're getting information out and information back from our partners, and just as one way of improving our overall communications and interaction with our agents in support of their sales efforts.
Fantastic. Greg, this is a new role, isn't it?
Absolutely. We created the role particularly for adding Beth to the channel management team. Yes.
Let's introduce Cory Hinkel, who is our Director of Channel Sales. Cory, Beth's been with us, I think, for 10 years, almost as much as you.
Almost as much, yeah, right. She's been here 10 years, going on 11 here, and it's great to have her on our side of the fence here on the sales side. And already a month and a half, almost 2 months into role, she has been nailing it. She's been picking up many different aspects of the business and taking on some, let's say, more time-consuming challenges that go a very long way among not only myself and my fellow channel managers, but our agents as well, like Greg elaborated earlier.
So tell me just a little bit more detail about what Beth will be doing for our partners.
Absolutely. So Beth will be sending out, first and foremost, monthly reports for all of our partner deal registrations and opportunities in PRM, right? Rules of regulation, rules of engagement, that's at the front of our importance and time-sensitive aspect of the business. So she'll be sending those out directly to the principals or the day-to-day contact. So she'll be engaging directly with our agents face-to-face. She also assists not only myself, Gina, and Sarah on the connected side, but it's just the Verizon channel manager for the escalation, notably deal registration, get support, BTA and DPP requests, I probably keep going on and on and on, but the fact of the matter is, the task that she's taken on in such a quick, short amount of time is fantastic, right? And I'm going into backing up Lauren Norris on our team as well, who's our primary ECPD profile builder. He does a wonderful job with Asset. Beth is proficient in that now as well as a backup for when Lauren's out of office, sick, whatever the case may be. Obviously, goes without saying, she's already very proficient with actual processing. So if push comes to shove, if she needs to get in there, know from a knowledge standpoint, she knows D360 inside and out. And that's a huge value add to the business and to our partners that may be new to the business, right? They could be selling Verizon for the first time in B360 or PRM for the first time, and having somebody with that skill set and that knowledge set goes a very long way.
Fantastic. Is now a good time to bring Beth on?
Absolutely. Let's welcome the new member of the team, our sales enablement specialist, Beth Munger.
Hey, Beth, so good to see you.
Hi, Neil. Good to see you.
Some of the folks already know your name because you've been exchanging emails and telephone calls with the partners for 10 years now. But let me ask you, how do you feel about getting this promotion?
Oh, absolutely loved it. Like Cory and Greg had mentioned, I've been with the company quite a few years, and going from the processing side now to the sales side, I feel like I've come full circle, and now I can see the growth and how everything starts and how everything ends, and just I love it. It's really fun.
So, if I remember rightly, you're coming with us to Channel Partners in just about 6 weeks' time.
Yes, correct. Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah, my condolences, because don't expect to get any sleep because you work pretty long hours. It's quite funny. Those of us who don't travel, those of us who are stuck in an office or at home, remote working, we always think of the jet setting people having so much fun going to these shows. But the truth is the exact opposite. You get up very early in the morning and you work to, close to midnight, if not later. But I think you are going to have so much fun being with us on our exhibit area at Channel Partners. Can I ask you, Beth, have you seen the layout of our booth at Channel Partners?
I have, yeah. Rick, I think, showed it to us in one of our presentations, and yeah, it looks pretty exciting, pretty big.
It is. So, I mean, many people have actually seen it in real life, over the past few years at Channel Partners, or they've been watching the show Partner News live and they've seen the video and such. Like, the big difference is we've got an even bigger carpeted area, and it's like 30 by 30. It's massive, and it's the only exhibit, it's the only booth that's in that anti-chamber. So, of course, the expos only open on the Tuesday evening, Wednesday during the day, and then the Thursday morning for a couple of hours, whereas where we're located is open all the time. So we're anticipating folks coming to visit with us. And just a reminder to all of our partners as well, we've got the glass house again, but the difference is the glass house is right beside the big exhibit. Yeah, I think there's something like an 8-foot aisle, carpeted aisle between our exhibit with the NASCAR and lots of other things, including actual driving simulator and the meeting room. And of course, the meeting room with the glass house. It's so big, we can actually have 2 meetings at the same time. So please, partners, if you're going to be there and you want to meet with prospects or you want to upsell, cross-sell to your existing SMBs and smaller enterprises, get in touch. And we'll be happy to give you that space so you don't have to drag people up to a hotel room or out to a restaurant or whatnot. Okay, so Beth, I'm looking forward to seeing you there in person. So, I mean, Cory already outlined your job. Just tell us, you're already in the job right now. What's been different between what you're doing now and what you were doing before?
Well, sales is a lot different from processing and such. It's related, obviously, but I've learned quite a bit. I've learned so much more with the PRN system and creating op IDs and that kind of thing. So I'm getting a good handle on that. So I feel confident with that. But yeah, just kind of being, getting involved in, a bunch of phone calls and such, meetings and webinars, and it's been a lot, but it's been great because now a lot of things have come together for me. Where before there was always a missing link, and now I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's why they do this or that.
Ah, yeah, the mysteries are answered at last. Why on earth do they act in this particular way? No, that makes sense. Is there any particular solution that we sell or a partner sell that's really piqued your interest that's got you more excited recently?
Well, sure. Like, for instance, fixed wireless, it's not necessarily fixed per se, where you can take it with you and goes where you go kind of thing.
Are you getting more opportunities to speak with our partners and or their business customers?
Sure, as I'm getting to learn things, absolutely. It's only been, not quite 2 months, but absolutely I've been in the calls. I'm getting a good feel on, who to go to, what channel partners and what uh, agents, cover which things. So yeah, for sure.
So understand that you're down in Florida, so you're the opposite end of the country from me. I'm all the way up in the northwest. How's the winter going for you? Have you had any snow?
Well, actually, northern Florida, the Panhandle had 10 inches, if you can believe that.
No way.
But I'm further south. I'm in Tampa Bay area, so no snow where we are. But it gets chilly,
Yes.
but I wouldn't, call it cold.
So are you still getting out and about? Are there any hobbies that you have just now or hobbies or sports that you participate in during the spring and the summer periods?
Sure, absolutely. My husband and I we both have e-bikes. So we love to get on our e-bikes and go down the beach and stop at places, stop at the beach, go for lunch. We do a lot of that and do some paddle boarding. I love paddle boarding. Hmm.
Well, Beth, I am really looking forward to seeing you again in the flesh, as it were, at Channel Partners coming up real soon. And thank you for coming on today to say hello to all of the partners. Okay, let's do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Neil. I enjoyed it.
Fantastic, Beth. Take care. Bye bye.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Next up, we have Christian Hernandez. You all remember Christian was with us on an episode of Partner News Live just in the fall. Here he is a second time. Let's say welcome. It's the new year, so folks may have forgotten some of that conversation. So I wonder, could you just give us a brief overview again of Atel USA?
Yeah, of course. So I will actually go ahead and share my screen for this presentation that we did recently. It's just a brief overview of where Atel, who Atel is, where we've come, where we've been, just to give you all a good understanding. So, we're not new to the business, we're not new to the industry, we're not the new kids on the block, but we've been in the industry for over 20 years. And we built products for some of the carriers. We built products for other companies, for bigger organizations. And those contracts have sunsetted over the past 5 years. So that's really allowed Atel to bring its own brand name to the industry, creating all of our product lines with Verizon. Our primary focus is to have that effective cost structure being affordable for those of looking for a reliable gateway or connectivity solution for their businesses, residential locations, whatever it is. So we look at Cradlepoint as a benchmark company. We're not trying to be the Mercedes, we're trying to be the Toyota. And with that being said, we have a quicker market responsiveness to those customers that have very specific or unique use cases, scenarios. So it allows us to have that flexibility and that advantage, not only just from a cost-effective standpoint, but a market responsiveness standpoint too.
Christian, are you saying that up until quite recently, you were white labeling some of these solutions?
Yeah, so we've white labeled for Verizon, AT&T. One of the biggest ones I would say that's more notable for everyone across the world is Allstate. The Drive Safe, the IoT trackers that were installed in those. So we actually built those.
The little OBD2, is it? Plug-in device under the dashboard? Fantastic.
So Asia Telco, the parent company of Atel, has built those and has built other devices like that for many other companies over the past 20 years. And that's allowed us to have the expertise, the engineers, the support to be able to develop our own brand and to bring that to market.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think if I remember rightly, on your next slide, you've got the product portfolio, at least part of your portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is basically the product portfolio for all of Atel devices between 4G and 5G. On the left side, you'll see that primarily what I want to point out to your partners is that one of the most common things that you see in all these devices is primarily Verizon certification. So we are a Verizon shop. We build products with Verizon. We build products for Verizon. So Verizon is a huge partner that we always look to support, continue to support, and always will support in the future. And with that being said, we always look to help benefit Verizon, help benefit your partners. How can we increase the market share for Verizon and maintain that relationship with Verizon and the customer? So it really allows for that competitive advantage from not allowing any competitors to step in. You can use our products. They primarily and only work with Verizon. They're certified on Verizon. If you try to put in a SIM card for, let's say, T-Mobile and AT&T, it will not work.
I'm actually really quite surprised. I did not realize that you had such a large portfolio. Would you like to walk me through the highlights of what we're seeing just now?
Of course. So you can see that some of the devices, the 6 to the left, are very similar in design and structure. And those two, the W01 and W02, are hotspot. That one's actually going to be the universal one that can be used with all 3 carriers, but primarily we see a lot of advantages under the Verizon network with 4G access, especially within the hotspot community. And then we have the VA10V, which is going to be our home phone connect and our business phone connect. That's primarily used for a traditional POTS replacement. Comes with 2 RJ11 ports, a backup battery, antenna attachment. So it's a really good solution for those looking for some type of solution for those copper lines being replaced. And then we also have the older brother of that one, which is going to be the VA10VD. That one's going to be the voice solution, but it's also going to include the internet gateway for Verizon. It's a 4G Cat4 CPE router. And we see a lot of opportunities with this specific unit, primarily within the elevator space, because with those copper lines, it's very important to have some type of internet access for it to be remotely managed. And then from this point forward, from the VA10VD all the way to the right, all these devices are now going to have the remote capability of our ATRAX platform that if you get signed up before the end of this year, you get 1 year free. And so the one that's in the middle is the VA10A. That one's actually going to be the one that we talked about last time. That's our 4G Cat4 internet gateway for Verizon. We see a lot of opportunity with that being used as a backup internet router. It's really the cost of the price point on that unit's super low, very good, very reliable too in case the internet does go down. Yes, that is it right there. And then we'll go ahead and skip that VA10AD. That's basically the other version of that, but through a carrier agnostic unit. We have our first outdoor unit, which is a Cat12 4G ODU adapter. So with those, you can place them in any location outside, IP67 certified. And with this unit, it's a directional antenna. So it's a very strong directional antenna that I think can go up. It's a 12 dBs of signal strength that's able to pull. And when you point it at a cell tower, sometimes we can even see that unit gets much better internet speeds and download and upload because of that directional antenna, but it's on 4G. And then from that point on, we have our 5G lineup, which the WB550 is going to be the other unit that we talked about last week, our C-band router, 5G. And with that unit, like you mentioned before, it's very difficult sometimes for SMBs or other types of businesses or even residential locations to get that fiber installed, connected. Sometimes it could take between 1 month, 3 months, and internet connectivity is pretty crucial for a business to operate correctly in this day and age. So if people are looking for a secondary solution to help with that time frame of getting fiber installed in their location, the WB550 is a perfect solution. And then how we're also pitching it is that, we can set up day one or day zero internet connectivity, but then also, now if you do get the fiber line installed, you can use this as an internet backup for an SMB. So that way, not only are you focusing on the day and the present, but you're also looking forward into the future.
I see that on your slide there are still two more devices to the right of the WP550.
Yes, so we have another outdoor unit, but this outdoor unit is going to be our 5G ODU unit. And so this one is basically the sibling of the WB550. It's actually got the same omnidirectional architecture like the WB550. It's not directional like our 4G AOJ912. So this one you can place it anywhere, wherever you'd like. And we saw a lot of success in pairing with the PW550 and positioning the WB550 as the in-home Wi-Fi extender. So not extender, but the router, because the PW550 is only a modem, has no Wi-Fi routing functionality. So in PoE, you have to plug it into a PoE injector and then connect the Ethernet to another router of your choice. But with the signal strength that the WB550 in-home Wi-Fi maintains, it's a perfect combination between the two.
Good, thank you.
And then to finish off our current product line that we are constantly working with is our RE600, and this is really an SMB powerhouse. This is basically like the WB550, but with external antennas. It's dual SIM capable. So is the PW550. I forgot to mention that too. So dual SIM capable. If you want to put two plans that have 200 gigabytes of data, one runs out, it can switch over to the second one. So that way it never goes over 400 or vice versa, however you want to get flexible with it. But what we primarily focus on is, we have a lot of creativity in developing these solutions for customers. And so we work a lot with our partners. We've worked a lot with your agents. If they ever have any questions, if there's something that's deal breaking or like really to move a deal to the finish line, feel free to reach out. We're always available, because at the end of the day, we're all here to win. Some of the use cases for this PW550, we see a lot in golf courses, outdoor area activities, really like construction companies, manufacturing facilities, anything that has a wide range of outdoor space, but something that needs to have some type of internet access in areas that are hard to reach. And especially when you're in a congested area, like when you put down a router in a specific spot that has tall buildings, you can really position this PW550 at a higher location, 20, 30 feet up in the air, that it's not so congested in that specific space. So it gets a lot stronger RF signal with the towers. And then by using that PoE, power over Ethernet cord, and putting it into a PoE injector and then connecting that PoE injector with another Ethernet cord to a router, that's how you get the internet access from the modem, the outdoor unit, and then you bring it into any router of your choice with the Ethernet connection. So it's not so much equipment that you need. Everything is provided. And it's a super easy self-installation. We went to a construction site to do a test with Toll Brothers that I put up on the earlier slide. And the use case is that there's a dead spot that they have in one of their home building sites. They're doing like a development for, I believe, 45 or 60 new development homes up in Marietta. And we were able to go there, install one of these units 20 feet up in the air right next to one of their trailers. And then we put down the WB550 into their trailer, and then they were able to get internet access in that one remote location while they wait for the fiber to be installed after their development is finished.
Talking about the end user doing self-installation, let's think for a moment about the unidirectional antenna. How easy is it for them to set up such an antenna to be pointing at the cell tower?
So you can either work with us. We can help guide the user to work with the self-installation. You could also reach out to Verizon to figure out where the closest cell tower is. But also, while you're installing these units, this is an actual ALJ 4G outdoor unit. And you can see that we have lights over here for signal strength. And you can position this in any specific area and you can see the RF signal, if it's good quality or bad quality. So you can kind of position this in an area where you're trying to identify where the best signal is. You can also use our app, which is the Atrax mobile phone app. And that one's more for to identify where the best location of installation for one of our devices are, because you can constantly refresh the page on each device and it can show you the signal strength. I just mentioned that because it's to make the customer more sticky. We want them to be able to use all of our remote platform stuff, everything that can help, maintain a well-structured and cohesive internet network environment. So with when you're installing these units, you don't just have to rely on the signal strength. You can also use the app to continuously refresh and to identify if this is the best point. Is this the best location where I'm pointing at the tower? Is that tower better? It's really just to help identify what is the best signal quality for the customer.
If our partner feels that they want to have a more in-depth conversation with the end business customers, are you willing to come on a 3-way telephone conversation or video call to go into the kind of depth that perhaps the end customer wants to ask about?
Absolutely. If it's myself, it's one of my engineers, or if it's our director, really just let us know what the opportunity is and really what the ongoing question is, or if there's any unanswered questions that are outstanding, anything that can help really push the business to the finish line and, bring some more success stories to ConectUS, your agents, whoever it is. I'm more than happy to help out.
Christian Hernadez from Atel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Neil.
I had been hoping to show Shelley some videos of the kids skiing and snow tubing, but I'll hold these back until next time. And we hope, of course, that Shelley's father recovers fully and, of course, quickly. Just a reminder that Channel Partners is now less than 2 months away, so don't forget to sign up, especially if you'd like to meet with us, or indeed bring your prospects or customers to one of our 3 meeting tables at Channel Partners. Separately, Team Texas still has openings for you to bring your customers, prospects, or staff to have a wonderful day at Team Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth. For just now, my thanks to Greg Tiedeman, Cory Hinkel, Beth Munger, and Christian Hernadez for joining us today. And thank you for joining us as well. Look forward to seeing you again on February 11th. Take care.